It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Knoll. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. But for those of you who do know me, you know that that's not why we're always here, right? Guys, today's no different. So if you haven't already, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because you guys don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And mind you, we've been following what's coming up, probably since November. Since Erika Girardi filed for divorce, we've been following everything that has gone into it, whether it's her husband's alleged embezzlement fraud scandal, the divorce, the involuntary bankruptcy, the Chapter 7 bankruptcy, the 2 trustees, the filming of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the frozen assets, the tax liens, and everything in between. We have been following it, sharing it with you guys, and we're going to continue to do that because this is one of our housewives that we've grown to love to watch, and we want to know exactly what's going on. Mind you guys, Erika did ask for privacy and asked for everyone to kind of back out in the very beginning, asking us, please just respect the fact that she wants to proceed through her divorce with no attention on it. And a lot of people wondered why. A lot of people wondered, why do you need so much privacy, especially when you're on a reality show and that's not private at all? That's probably one of the most public platforms that you can get. And now people are starting to speculate why exactly it is that they were asking for the privacy that they were asking for. Guys, if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, I've been following Ronald Richards closely on Twitter, who is also a lawyer. Not also like me, a lawyer, because I'm not a lawyer, but like Mr. Girardi, a lawyer, or was before he might allegedly be disbarred. We're watching him say everything that he has to about following this case so closely. He's letting us know that Mr. Girardi went on to claim to be mentally incompetent after having all of these claims filed against him by creditors and clients that he worked with who are saying he didn't pay us the money that was technically owed to us. They're saying that they got maybe $50,000 sometimes out of a case that they were owed $500,000 from. Now, after adding this up, it reached almost $2 million allegedly. And if that's the case, everyone wants to know where their money is. Where did it go? How did you spend this money? Or if you didn't, how can we get it back? That's when he came forward. And guys, he also has Edelson PC, Jay Edelson from Edelson PC, calling him out on this. But he came forward and said, well, his attorney said that he is mentally incompetent, that he has short-term memory loss, that he can't really focus, and he doesn't know where any of this money went. Jay Edelson, who just spoke with Mr. Girardi back in December of 2020, which was borderline yesterday. I mean, today's only the 22nd of January. So it was really not that long ago, probably about a month or so, maybe even 5 weeks, 6 weeks, not that long ago. He's saying that the conversations that he had with Mr. Girardi at the time were perfectly healthy. He was aware, he knew exactly what he was doing. And now he thinks that he is allegedly using this as a tactic to get out of his responsibilities and make sure that he can avoid criminal charges. Because mind you, once the court system took this case over and they started to potentially pursue criminal charges through, again, alleged embezzlement, fraud, claiming mental incompetency, all of this, that's when he went on to say, I don't know what's going on. I don't know where anything went, and I don't know how to respond. That's what his legal team said. It got better, though. And I know we're here to talk about Erika, but I just want to kind of give you guys a really quick recap on what's going on. Mr. Girardi's brother, Robert, actually came forward and asked the judge for permission to take over Mr. Girardi's assets, to pretty much kind of take over the case and act as if he is Mr. Girardi's guardian. That way it would allow them time to comb through and figure out their strategy of what to do next. And his brother, was saying that Mr. Girardi is not here or competent enough to handle the stresses of this financial situation and really doesn't understand how extreme, how big of a situation that this actually is. He was saying that his brother is not performing at a speed that can keep up with this legal case, and he wants to help his brother out. However, the court system did not buy into this, and they said, no, we're not going to give you time. So instead of forcing him into an involuntary bankruptcy, which they already did, he has now been forced to file Chapter 7 bankruptcy, where the 2 trustees who have been appointed are now taking over his assets, combing through, because he has to give a full list of assets. So does Erika Girardi. She has to give a full list of assets. And the trustees are combing through to see exactly what they've paid, what they haven't, what their assets are worth, and how they can pretty much liquidate these assets in order to pay all of the people back that they owe money to. Now for Erika, everyone's wondering, how is she going to get on? $40,000 a month in glam, private jets, living this exciting, extravagant lifestyle. What's going to be next for her? She has to be broke. Well, that's not exactly true, because even though her assets are frozen, she's living in a $9,500 a month rental that doubles as a $1.5 million Spanish-style home in the Wilshire corridor. Now, guys, I don't know about you, but if my assets were frozen, if I had no money left, I don't think I would be spending $10,000 a month, almost $120,000 for the year on a rental. I don't know if that would be my next move. And a lot of the fans, Bravo super fans, want to know, how exactly is Erika paying for this? Where is this money coming from? If you have frozen assets, is it your Real Housewives of Beverly Hills filming money, or did they freeze that too? There's so many questions here, but what we do know about the home is that she is living there by herself, and it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's about 25 minutes away from her old mansion, and I don't mean old like the mansion was old, but from her former home that she shared with her husband. Now, honestly, guys, if you go through the home, it's beautiful. Again, it has character. It has beautiful bathrooms, kitchen. The closet is obviously a lot smaller than what she's used to. And for her, I feel like she's probably like, yes, this is very humbling to live in this $9,500 a month rental. But I'm sure it probably is humbling for her. A lot of us want to know, especially with the new season 11 coming up of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, will this play into it? Will we see Erika moving from her former mansion into this smaller rental? What else are we going to see, and how much of this is going to play into her storyline? To be honest with you, I've said this multiple times on my videos, but a lot of people don't want to see Erika come onto the show, live this extravagant lifestyle, when there are people who have been bamboozled, allegedly frauded, had their money allegedly embezzled. There have been widows and orphans left behind with maybe $50,000 when they were owed $500,000. People don't want to watch Erika spend that money. Now, mind you, she wouldn't technically be spending that money because all of her assets are frozen, but they're still going to wonder, how are you getting glammed? What are you doing for money? If your assets are frozen, are you able to spend your Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills paycheck? And what part or what role did you actually play in all of this legal mess? Again, when they went through some of the businesses, Erika's name was listed as secretary on 1 or 2, I believe. And she had a few principal roles in some of them, holding her accountable, kind of holding her feet to the fire as well, alongside her soon-to-be ex-husband. Remember, everyone was asking, why now? Why are you getting divorced all of a sudden? Why, after so many years of living this lifestyle where everyone has their assumptions, we feel like she probably lives in her room, he lives in his room, they probably don't hook up. We know that Erika revealed that he had a mistress that he was hooking up with. It seems like they kind of just do their own thing and see each other when they see each other. Erika has this whole music career. She's a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She was just on Chicago on Broadway. She has her glam squad of guys around her all of the time. I mean, she just has her own little family setting off to the side while Mr. Gerardi was constantly always working and making a ton of money. So if you were okay with that situation, that scenario, why all of a sudden when you're getting into your older age would you decide, no, we're done? A lot of people thought maybe there was infidelity. Some people thought, no, honestly, Erika's probably just done. She probably wants a younger man. And then people started to speculate because as soon as the divorce was announced in November, that's when all of the alleged fraud, embezzlement, and all of the claims came out. So then that's when fans were pretty much speculating, hey, you're trying to pull the wool over our eyes. You're trying to get a divorce. That way you can separate funds. And that way when your soon-to-be ex-husband is taken for every penny, every dime that he owns, you're going to be okay. You can take some of the assets and you guys both won't go dirt poor together. Now, that is questionable, but you can't allude to that because we don't know the facts, and this is something that they have to deal with in court. But what I can say is that the rumor mill is whirling like this. It's going around in circles. There's speculation all over the place, and if you haven't been to Los Angeles, especially Beverly Hills, it's a small town. People talk, and they're going to continue to until there is some sort of resolve. Aside from the Erika Girardi, Erika Jayne, Erika Jayne, whatever you want to call her, condo, Spanish-style home, big news that we have. I just really want to talk about for a second what else we have to look forward to from this season of Beverly Hills. I'm really not hoping it all surrounds around the Erika Girardi drama. I would love to see what Kathy Hilton has to bring to the table. People are like, oh, well, she wasn't interesting enough to sign up as a full-time housewife. No. Let me just tell you, that is absolutely not the case. Kathy Hilton signed on as a friend because when you sign on as a full-time housewife, you have a contractual agreement that really binds you to Bravo. You film when they want you to film. You're there for the interviews when they want you to be there. They tell you exactly what you're supposed to wear in the interviews. You pretty much signed a contract for a big paycheck to be there as a job. That's your job. It's your full-time job, and you do what they say. When you're a friend of, you're not really as contractually binded. If you guys missed it, I did an interview with Mama D Simmons of the Real Housewives of Dallas, and that's the very same reason she won't sign a contract, because she will not let anyone take control over her life, tell her what to do, and tell her how to live her life or what to say or how to act on some sort of storyline that she doesn't want to take any part in. Now, we do have to remember that Kathy Hilton is a respected businesswoman. She has an empire, the Hilton Empire. She has two very famous daughters, one of them being Paris Hilton, and she doesn't need the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Some people were speculating maybe she's doing it just to save Kyle. Maybe she's coming on to save the show and give it some dimension. Maybe Kyle begged her to come on the show. I'm not sure. Because on the other spectrum, some of the fans of Beverly Hills are going with, I feel like Kathy Hilton is going to come on and rip her sister a new one on behalf of Kim Richards. Because if you remember, Kyle and Kim had a tumultuous relationship throughout the years, and Kathy Hilton was always one to have Kim's back. She was always there for her, and maybe she's coming back with a vengeance to tear her sister down. However, I just don't feel like that's the case, especially if you see the cast photos. That seems like that would be a little bit off. I'm so curious what you guys think, and if you haven't already, comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the photos of Erika's new Spanish-style home, her $1.5 million home when her assets are frozen and she's going through all of these lawsuits. No shade intended. And let me know what you think Kathy's role is going to be this season on the season 11 Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, because I'm curious. I'm curious what you guys think. I respect your opinions. I welcome them. I love a difference of opinion, and I love having you guys chime in. So if you guys haven't already, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss anything we have coming up. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching Up and Adam.